Avengers Campus ride has been delayed. Welcome back, friends. We've got some crazy things to talk about this week. We have a major ride in Disneyland permanently placed on hold. We've got some major electrical problems happening at Disney World. Like, are they okay in Florida? I feel like there's just a lot going on over there. Not only that, but we have got some even more exciting new merch dropped. Let's get into it. Bob Chapek has done it again. The Avengers Quinjet ride has officially been placed on an indefinite hold. Now, the weirdest thing to me, at least personally, about this is the reason Bob Chapek cited for this ride being placed on hold was due to lack of funds. I don't know, just like, how does Disney have a lack of funds? That just doesn't make sense. Like, from all the money they are charging us for Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, that like even pass holders and Magic Key holders have to pay, and the fact that they already said that they are going to be like minimizing food portion sizes because of budget cuts. Like, where's all this money going? I'm so confused. And I know that Disney has had like insane movie budgets lately. Like, they've had movie budgets over like $100 million. And I don't understand how we're having money for like $100 million movies, but like at Disneyland, we're cutting corners that like now I have to get half a scone for the same price as a regular scone. And it's not just Disneyland Resort that is feeling the heat of these budget cut delays. Epcot's Mary Poppins exhibit was announced originally in 2019 and still again has not really seen much since then. And even though it was noted by Bob Chapek as his favorite Disneyland project to date, it has still not come into fruition. And it's just so weird to me, again, that we're having budget cuts, but for some reason we're moving the Pirates of the Caribbean queue. Like, I feel like that's one of those things we can wait on. Let's get like the ride done first. Like, let's work on our rides that we said we were gonna build before we start like moving stuff around, going extreme makeover home edition over here, you know? Now, what we do know about this ride is extremely limited, but during the grand opening of Disney's Hotel New York, they actually had some artwork depicting the ride. Who's to say if that was early artwork before the delay or now like budget cuts, but that artwork was actually very quickly removed, which is super suspicious. What the artwork did display though was riders going through a queue to enter the Quinjet and go on a journey to Wakanda. They also had an interior view which showed jetpack light seats, which is really exciting, especially because some of the later artwork like shows people flying around on jetpacks. And while I don't expect Disney to fly me around on a jetpack, now that I know that it's at least an artistic possibility, I'm like, wait a second. The same picture that shows the jetpack looking seats also shows a really detailed glass ceiling that provides views of the ship's command deck as well as the outside world. Again, showing the overall feeling of the ride is going to be like we are inside of the Quinjet. The next one is that infamous jetpack pic I was talking about, where it shows people like battling alongside the Avengers in jetpacks. And again, while I don't expect that to be the ride, that is very exciting to me, and I'm very curious to see how they are going to fulfill that. I wonder if, say, like parks like Knott's Berry Farm, they do have rides where you're on a roller coaster while like standing and like holding onto the side. Like, I wonder if they're going to incorporate something like that where there's an element where your seat now becomes a jetpack and you're like hooked up and going on a roller coaster that way. Who knows? But again, extremely suspicious that this art was in the lobby and then was immediately taken out. This ride is again paused indefinitely, so I guess only time will tell whether or not we even actually get this, or they end up like revamping it with some completely different new ideas that maybe, you know, help with these budget cuts or a little more budget friendly. Only time will tell. I just feel very confused by the whole Disney budget thing, at least personally. Guys, it is going rough in Walt Disney World lately. First, we had major flooding. We had people swimming in the streets, and now they are experiencing major power outages. Like, I'm talking a majority of rides down at Walt Disney World. And while this may have just been like a couple days thing, who knows, it could be an outlier again to a bigger problem. They did, like I said, have a major flash flood recently that they were not expecting. Like, the streets were covered in water. I am sure that the electricals could have fared a little bit poorly, like something could have happened. I don't know much because I'm not an electrician, but I know water and electricity don't mix. It seems like a lot of these issues are centered specifically around the Magic Kingdom, which again is really interesting because it seems like it's just affecting one system in particular rather than all of Walt Disney World as a whole. Haunted Mansion opened late and continued to experience technical difficulties throughout the entire day earlier this week. The Liberty Riverboat didn't even run at all. Pirates of the Caribbean had a late opening, but after it did seem to have smooth sailing for the most part. And Splash Mountain opened late and continued to again experience power outages throughout the day. Astro Orbiter was also down for a majority of the day, as well as the People Mover, which opened and then immediately went down. That is all in one day. Literally all of those technical aspects I mentioned were all in one day. So either it's just a crazy day or they could be symptomatic of a bigger problem. Florida is a crazy environment. Like, I feel like there are a lot of things in Florida which point to the fact that maybe humans were not meant to live there. And I feel like there are definitely a lot of major challenges I'm sure Disney experiences on the regular. It could just be that Florida environment fighting back against Disneyland, and they may need to make some major technical changes. That being said, these major issues just barely started showing their faces earlier this week, so hopefully this gets resolved in a way that doesn't involve a major power grid overall. Otherwise, we may be seeing a Magic Kingdom closure sometime in the near future. Disney has officially begun penalizing Magic Key holders. Wow, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm bringing us a lot of bad news today. But it's okay, guys. It's all gonna be fine. Don't let your heart be filled with sorrow. For all you know, tomorrow, a dream that you wish will come true. From our very own wise Cinderella. So try not to worry too much, but there are important precautions that you need to take if you are a Magic Key holder. Now, I warned you about this before, and I went in full length in a previous video that I'm going to put a link to in my description. But basically, if you did not know, you can receive a penalty if you are a Magic Key holder and you do not cancel an unused reservation before the date comes. Magic Key holders basically have a 90-day window to make their reservations. If you have 3 reservations in that 90-day window that you do not attend, you will be banned from making reservations for the next 30 days. So that is an entire month that you will not be able to make reservations if you are a no-show. Now, that does not mean that, say, like, you made a reservation, it's like, oh, something came up, but oh no, I absolutely have to go to Disneyland or I'm going to be banned. You can still cancel your reservation ahead of time if you're not going to attend. This is just if you make the reservation and like forget about it or just don't do anything and kind of like blow them off. Recently, they have actually started to penalize people. Disney has even made a statement saying that they had prior to that allowed for a leniency period for people to get used to kind of the idea of you have to make a reservation and you also have to cancel it if you're not going to make it. But now it seems the Mickey gloves are off. So please, if you are a Magic Key holder, do not forget about your reservations and make sure you cancel them ahead of time. Now again, in my full-length video, I go through how far in advance you do need to cancel the reservation and all that more detail, so be sure to check it out. What do we want? Merch! When do we want it? Now! That's right, we've got a whole new merch line coming to the park. So this is called Play in the Park, and it's just basically that idea of course, the Disney characters playing in the park and making the most of your experience in the park, having that childlike sense of play. First up is this Play in the Parks t-shirt for $24.99, and this can be found in the Emporium. It's super cute. It's got Mickey on it. I feel like it's very whimsical. I love this t-shirt. It doesn't have anything weird on the back, which is always great. I feel like this t-shirt is exactly what it is. It is a t-shirt, and I can see a lot of picky dressers wearing it. This shirt shows Mickey playing in the park as well as other characters like Goofy, Donald, Chip, and Dale enjoying the other attraction. Next up is this Play in the Parks keychain for $9.99. This is a giant keychain. It does feature the Sleeping Beauty castle with fireworks that is again very unique to Disneyland specifically, so that's really fun. Next up is this Play in the Parks baseball for $12.99. Something for me though that was crazy to me is the fact that they're selling this in the parks. Like, I did not think we were allowed to have baseballs in Disneyland. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like, I assume that like if you are playing catch with a baseball in Disneyland that you will just immediately be tackled by security and dragged away. I don't know, it just seems like a safety hazard to me that like Disney would not want people like getting hit in the head with like a baseball. But who knows? I mean, they are promoting this like play in the parks kind of atmosphere. Maybe that is allowed and I just didn't know. Somebody who is not me, try it and let me know how it goes. There's also this Play in the Parks magnet for $12.99. So this magnet is super cute and it actually has a spinner element, which I love. I love things that you can just like move around. I feel like it just like adds a special little magical detail to it. So this is basically highlighting Disney parks as well as California Adventure. It has the date of when both parks opened on the magnet. I mean, you can just see it for yourself. It's so cute. This is 10 out of 10. Whoever designed this, good job. Mickey, high five. Boom! Christmas may be over, but this It's a Small World ornament collection is now available at the Disneyland parks. So this can be found on Main Street at the Plaza Point Holiday Shop. Now, I absolutely love the details in these ornaments, and of course, at the center has the like little goodbye sign that's at the end of the ride, but they also are depicting like different characters from different cultures with the other ornaments. I will be honest with you though and say that if I like saw some of the like kid figurines and I like didn't know what collection it was from on somebody's tree at their house, I would think it was haunted. They do look very scary to me. I am afraid of them. I wish I could just buy like the goodbye sign because the rest of the figurines scare me. Because also that is like the scariest part of It's a Small World are the dolls. And I feel like they've somehow found a way to make them even more scary in this collection. It could just be me, but I will say I am not usually afraid of dolls, and I'm afraid of these dolls, which mean they must be extra scary dolls. Speaking of haunted things, we also have a Haunted Mansion bride figurine for sale. This is available for the low price of $65, which is not low, at least to me. But something that is really cool about this figurine, I feel like they did a really good job with like the ghostly transparent aspect to it. Like I do feel like I can like kind of see through her, and she's carrying her signature hatchet, and they even have like movement captured in the figurine, so it looks like her veil is like billowing behind her. If you are a really big Haunted Mansion fan, I can definitely see this being like a great collection item for you. This can be found at Disneyana in Disneyland, and I will say it does look like very nice. Like this looks like, it doesn't look like just a hunk of plastic. Like it actually does look like a really nice collector's piece. And if you don't know where to find Disneyana, it's a little bit of a trickier one to find. It's over by the Hall of Presidents, so be sure to be on the lookout. It's time for more shopping! That's right, there's a new shop coming to Fantasyland, which normally it's like a shop that more places to spend money, but this is really exciting. This shop is based off of Merlin's workshop, and I think that's so freaking cool. The title of this story is a little bit of a tongue twister, so bear with me. Merlin's Marvelous Miscellany. What? Miscellany. This is such an incredible idea for a shop. I cannot believe this was not done sooner. I get, obviously, it's like Sword in the Stone. Nobody really thinks about that movie anymore, but it's still cool. And like Merlin stuff is so, like, in my mind, this store is like a bunch of cauldrons and like spell books, and you can like have little potions to drink, and like, you know, they have like little potions from Alice in Wonderland too that say drink me and like eat me. It's like all the like magic and like science stuff, and you can buy like wands and everything, but that's not what it is. It is just, you know, like a regular store. But I will say they do have some really cool, unique pieces in here. They don't really have anything to do with like magic, but they do have a lot of things here that they usually just have in Epcot, which is really exciting. Like they have these storybook journals, which are really, really beautiful to me. Usually at the beginning of like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, they have like an old storybook, you know, that like opens up. So these journals are made to like look like the storybook on the outside, which is really, they also do have little like Merlin magician like elements throughout the store that you can experience. So there is still that Imagineered element to it. So even if you don't go in there to like buy something, you can still have a magical experience inside just looking at those little details, which is really fun. It does make me wonder too if they are going to start doing more with like the Sword and the Stone in Fantasyland, because I do feel like they kind of forget about it a lot. Like every now and then I will see them doing like the whole Sword and the Stone display where like everyone tries to pull it out, but I feel like that show definitely does not happen very often anymore. So I'm hoping now that there is a store also dedicated to Sword and the Stone, hopefully that gives them an incentive to kind of start that back up again. And now it's time for Next Time at the Park. This is the point of the video where I share really exciting things to look out for next time you're in the park. And this time we are talking about the Morse code at New Orleans Station. So this is a thing a lot of us have known about for a while, but like none of us really know Morse code, so we always just kind of like trust what it's saying. But recently on the Disney blogs, it looks like we may be mixing it up a little. On the Disney blogs, they stated that in celebration for Disneyland's 60th anniversary, the telegraphed message is going to have a full minute-long snippet of Walt's opening day speech, specifically the part that says, "To all who come to Disneyland, welcome. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future." Now, the reason myself and a lot of other Disney fans are confused is because I feel like a lot of us have known for a while that the Morse code was supposed to always be part of Walt's speech. So I'm wondering if it's just a longer section, or maybe it's just been saying something else in Morse code. Like nobody knows Morse code, so nobody's been checking. What have they been saying to us in Morse code this whole time? I need somebody who speaks Morse code to help me. I will try and find someone I know who knows Morse code, and I will ask them. I'll Google first who knows Morse code, and then we'll move on from there. That being said, we know at least for sure what it is going to be saying to celebrate Disneyland's 60th anniversary. I just feel like I've been lied to. Like, what has it been saying this whole time? Thanks guys so much for hanging out and letting me add a little extra magic to your day. I'll see you all very soon.